through here once so you can see what we're working with. All right, so back this up. Okay, and this is looking how you're coming set. If our feet are completely together, it's going to be very difficult for us to distribute our weight, meaning having more of our weight on one foot or the other. So we got some guys here, and I just wanted to show you how all these guys are coming set. Everyone's a little different in their body positions, but look at the general theme. Feet are about shoulder width or slightly above shoulder width, slightly within shoulder length, shortly more narrow than shoulder width. Okay, and let's also look at back knee being bent, front's not. Back knee being bent, front's not. Back knee being bent, front's not. Back knee being bent, front is not. Back knee being bent, front is not. Okay. And then we got you here. All right. Next thing, excuse me, that we can see is as this leg begins to lift up, watch your back. You see that there? So we're leaning backwards. If you look at your back shoulder here, you'll be able to see it the easiest with the backdrop of these guys here. As you go, see how you dip back? Dip back. You're using your shoulders leaning behind you towards first base to help get this leg up in the air. Okay? If we watch your back knee and your back foot here, we can see how much is going on with that lean because of that little bounce right there. See that bouncing that ankle? Excuse me, got something clogged up my throat here. Back knee is bouncing. Back ankle is bouncing. The foot is wobbling. All right, so we got to get stronger on that back foot because these little wobbles are going to change the angle, the timing, and the tempo of the delivery based on how much or how little it's doing this wobble. All right, and it's going to be easier for us to have a stronger leg lift and a stronger backside foundation if we start in a stronger position. Stronger being feet separated, so that way he can lift and go. So there's not any rocking there, it's just lift, and now let the hips lead the way. We got hips leading the way. Just lifting it up and going. Everything's staying nice and balanced and stacked. It's the same position it was as they go out. Nothing hunching over. Everything's staying upright. Shoulders staying above the hips. Okay. Everything's just going to the target. Nothing's hunching over. Just going to the target. Staying upright, shoulders over the hips, going to the target. Going to the target. Okay. And again, your feet are together, so you're in a weak position, so it's easier for your body. We can already see the belt and the hips are popping forward, leaning the shoulders back. And now if they lean back, they're going to have to then come forward. So you can just see this different movement here of your shoulders. You're here, your shoulders are going backwards. Now they're going forwards. And they're just in this little bit of a motion. All right, so we're just losing our efficiency to keep a good body posture as we begin to develop momentum to our target. Okay. We do a pretty good job of getting a nice high leg lift, allowing us the opportunity and the timing and the spacing to create some power movements here. But as we can see, because of the shoulders rocking back as that leg was coming up, back towards first, as that leg now comes down, it's forcing those shoulders to come down with it. And now your chin is having to fight extra hard to stay in line. And now because we haven't been going anywhere, we're just going to spin and open up. Spin and open up. Spin, open up. And we lose the ability for the smoothness of our shoulder rotation to have good power. This is smooth. This is good. Everything's in good position. Everything's finishing well with that glove. But the direction and the energy that our lower body has produced is not helping our upper body throw the baseball smoothly with power. It's able to move smoothly, but with not much power. Okay. And what we're going to look at is, let's get rid of all of these and just look at this here. All right, so this is a 10-year-old that I'm working with. Okay, and we're just gonna get, oops, not that far. We're gonna get him to about this position right here. And you are in a similar position as him. What I'm gonna do to make this easier is we're going to flip this. How do I do that? How do I do that? I know that I can. I know, there we go. Okay. So boom. There's you there. He's here. Okay. So what we're going to look at is watching his back leg here and how he uses his back leg to move his body, his entire body, towards his target. See how that front leg is going towards that target? Boom. Okay. We go to yours here. All right. And we start going through you. And we're going to see big difference here. Okay. So we got this here. And this guy here. Get rid of these. Okay. So, here we are. Slide you back about here. Slide him back to about the similar position, which would be about right here. Okay, let's look at some differences. One, he's got this hip leading big time. Hips out in front, which is allowing all of that weight to be sitting in this left butt cheek of his. Okay? It's just sitting there in this back leg. We can see here, this back leg doesn't have a whole lot of weight, doesn't have a whole lot of power sitting behind it. Let's watch as we can see what's moving more, your front leg or your back leg. Your front leg is just opening up. And that back leg is really doing nothing. That knee is the only thing that's moving on that back side. And it's not rotating. It's getting pulled and collapsing in. Okay. Let's watch over here. Which one's moving more? The front or the back? It's the back. Look at the distance from the hip to the rubber and see how it increases. That leg is extending and about to drive away from that rubber until he gets into the ground. This is called front foot strike. As soon as this front foot hits the ground, we are in foot strike. We look at you and it's just this front leg reaching out and then opening up. You're going towards first base dugout, So that's where all of your energy is going. That's where your power is going. And that's where your lower body is telling your upper body to go throw the baseball to. So now you get into this position as your foot strike. Okay? Your glove has not really began to finish. The only thing that's happening is from your shoulder to your elbow here, your humerus bone, is just going out. Why is it going out towards first base dugout? Because if that's outside your body, that's going to help pull your throwing shoulder forward. Why does your throwing shoulder need to be pulled forward? Because your lower body, specifically your backside, has not fired once this foot hits the ground. Look at this backside, knee, foot, hip. Watch it. Drive and then fire. Drive, fire. Drive, fire. Boom. Right into foot strike. Okay. Watch his glove. Glove is towards the target. Now I'm going to start to swivel to have my body come where? To the glove. My body goes where? To the glove. Where's your body going? To the glove, but where's the glove at? It's off to the side, so your body's got to get off to the side. Okay? Let's also now look at, once you get in the foot strike, watch this front knee and how it has to buckle. Let's make it bigger so it's easier to see. Watch this front knee here and watch it buckle out. See how it just swiveled all the way to the first base dugout? It's because you haven't rotated your lower body once this foot hits the ground. Your hips haven't rotated, so now they're going to rotate. Why are they rotating now? Because your shoulders are rotating and your shoulders are pulling that back leg through. Okay? If we now get your lower body to match this guy's lower body where he is at boom, foot strike right there. And now we got to get you to foot strike right there, okay? Now, if we want your lower body to look like his lower body, watch how much longer we have to take your throw through here. Boom, 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 boom. Now, you are at a position with the back foot, the backside, looking like his backside. Okay? Now, look at the difference between the knee to the foot. See how the shin's going forward and your shin's going straight down? That's because his backside drove his body way further away from where he started, so that front foot could be way further out in front. Okay? We can also see that in order for your lower body to get in the position that his lower body is at foot strike, how much more your upper body has to rotate to get that there. So now, this is where you're at to throw with power, is here. Is only this motion. That's all you have with power available is this. That's all the strength you're going to be able to get out of that throw. Versus having all of this strength to throw that baseball with. So much more here. Everything is flowing together. The lower body powers the middle part of the body, which powers the shoulders, which powers the throw. All right, so we are not going to be able to get into a more aggressive back leg drive and rotation until we start stronger. Look how strong this dude looks up here. He's probably 5 foot. That's it. If 5 foot. This is a very, very, very small dude here. Okay. And yet he is able to go from this starting position here. And he's able to get himself from this point here all the way out to here where that ball is getting released at. He's cutting down a good 5.5 feet, if not more than that, in distance. If I was to take a line from here to where he started, that line is going to be a longer length than where he is from point A to point B. That distance there, his height is going to be shorter than his distance of release from the pitching rubber. Meaning he is creating linear power towards the target, and then he's taking that linear power into foot strike and then converting that into rotational power. The more linear power you create, the easier it is to create even more rotational power. But if you don't have any linear drive, if you don't have any linear power going to your target and it's just opening up towards the dugout, you will be left with very little power to make a throw with.